So often I get phone calls from my clients who are really interested in throwing their hat into the ring of fixing and flipping houses for resale. I do this myself from time to time, so today I'm going to give you my insider tips on how to do this. And we're going to take a look at one house that's currently for sale that I think would make an excellent flip. And be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to give you my best tip on how to get a great deal on these houses. So stick around. So today we're at a home that is currently involved in an auction. It's on a website called Hubzu.com. It's been listed since January. It's been under contract 4 times. The photos make it look really nice, but I really don't know what we're gonna find. So let's go take a look. Front door not looking as beautiful as I might have hoped. So when you buy a home like this is bank owned and it's in an auction. There are no disclosures because the bank obviously has never lived in the home and hasn't been inside the home. So the best way I know to figure out what's going on with this house is to visually inspect it and then go check for any permits that might have been pulled. Like with this one, this house was built in 2004. I already checked the permit records. I didn't see that the roof has been updated ever, and I didn't see any plumbing permits or anything like that, so I'm gonna assume that the roof is original. The swimming pool is original. I just have to look around and see what might have been done. You also don't get to do any inspections, so once you're under contract, there's no way to get out of this, so you have to be sure that this is the home that you really want to buy. This house is listed on the MLS at $273,000. Right now there are about 4 days of bidding left, and the current bid is in the $230,000 range. I would expect that the seller will probably be willing to accept something in the $260,000 range. Now, if the bids don't get up that far, there is a reserve, and generally speaking, they will reach out to the highest bidder and counter their highest offer if it hasn't reached the reserve, but that's not always the case. This particular home has been in the auction over and over again, almost every week since January. So far, I don't know why it hasn't sold. Maybe the reserve price is really high and nobody's interested in accepting the counter offer. So there's some water damage of some sort going on right here for sure. If you do win an auction with this particular company, you really have to follow their guidelines. It's very rigid, like you have 24 hours to sign the contract or they're just gonna restart the auction again. And once you're under contract, it is all outsourced. It's kind of difficult to reach people over the phone. It can be a little bit frustrating, so I just suggest you keep your eye on the prize because you can really pick these houses up for a great price. One thing I do suggest to my buyers is to find their own title company and just go ahead and pay their own closing costs. And the reason is that I just, trust using someone locally rather than their title company. Although I haven't had a problem with using their title company. In fact, the last home that I bought, I got them to pay, I think there were some code enforcement fines that I thought they were just going to have me sign off on and agree to pay myself, but they paid them, and also like $1,200 worth of outstanding water bills from previous tenants who had lived in the house. It's always nice to see that they winterize their Florida homes. Oh. Here are all the important phone numbers. Ugh. I might not be getting out. I don't know. That's some kind of security device there. Let's try this side. This looks easier. It wasn't even locked. So, here's the pool bath. Wow, even this looks nice. Oh. And it goes back into the house. So obviously it has a swimming pool, and this is one thing that I don't know a ton about, so I would probably want to have a pool expert come and take a look at it. This can be removed, at least a little bit of it. It's just on a spring lock. Obviously one screen is broken. That's not really a big deal. I love the view out the back. This looks really good. Let's go check the AC. What?
There's a dog.
Looking at the pool so nicely. Did it. I did it.
I didn't get that.
Oh, it's locked. It's locked on the outside with the padlock. I like this house.
Here's a dining area, everybody. For all your dining needs. We're off to see the AC. The wonderful AC of this house.
Hey, it's there. You can't really test it because the power's not on, but at least it's there. That's a start. A lot of times these auction homes are just seriously trashed. I know for some of you that might look kind of bad, but that's actually really, really not that bad. So this is definitely a good, strong consideration, a good candidate for a fix and flip. So as we drive through the neighborhood here, I'm going to give you my #1 tip on how to pick up these houses as cheaply as possible.
The house is so pretty.
My #1 tip is to look at the Hubzu.com website rather than just strictly relying on what's on the MLS, because Hubzu does not list houses that have occupants in them on the MLS. They are only on the Hubzu website. And the benefit to this is you can pick up a home that, first of all, isn't marketed quite as widely, and second of all, a lot of people just don't want to deal with having people living in the house already. So in this kind of a scenario, you're buying a home that's been foreclosed on that was a rental property that still has tenants in it. And obviously the tenants aren't making a rent payment to anyone. So you may be thinking, well, I'm going to have to evict them and that's going to be a big pain. But that's not always the case. Sometimes the tenants are just waiting for the new owner. And the only way you're going to find that out is if you kind of maybe see them getting into their car and you can have a couple words with them and just get a feel for the situation. But in any case, it's not something that everybody's interested in, and it's a great way to pick up a real bargain. So if you have any questions about Hubzu or making an offer on one of these online platforms, please feel free to reach out to me. Here are my contact details. I look forward to hearing from you.